Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. Today's subject is you. Y-O-U. You. So I'm going to get right into it. One of the things that I know that, I decided to do a video, try to do a video every single day. And when I decided to do that, the reason that I focus on doing that is I just thought in my mind that, the people that I reach out to show them exactly not only that they can do this, that it's easy, it's simple, it's duplicatable, and they really can become anything they want. So, hi, Aaron. Hi, my lovely wife, Terry. Happy Mother's Day. Pam, author, Randy, Jeff. And here's the one thing that I want each and every one of you to know is that, I just think it's so important for you to understand how incredible you are, how amazing you are. And when you really, even to the point of, that all the times that you've actually gone out there and won over and over and over and over again. And so I wanted to make sure that everything that I had in my mind and in my heart and all the stuff that I've learned in the 60 years that I've been on this planet, that I'm just going to continue to pour those videos out. And, the thing that I thought about today is really the difference between those that have and those that have not. And it really all comes around this concept of you. And when you look at the ways in this day, it's like there's one group of people that believe the world's ending and that we're living in the worst times in the world. And then you have other people that think the direct opposite. How can both of those be possible at the same time? Because it's all the perception of what we believe. There's some people that Happy Mother's Day. And then there's people out there, as soon as you say Happy Mother's Day, they're so incredibly grateful. They're incredibly grateful. And then there's people that would rather have anything but Mother's Day. You see what I mean? So there's this whole group of people that are out there like, I didn't have a mother. Why do you have to bring that up? And then there's people that are mothers that really don't want to be mothers. You know what I mean? And there's people out there that there's so many different perceptions that are out there. And so the one important thing that each and every one of you really got to get is that it's all up to you. It really, truly is all up to you on how you think, how you change your perception, what your programming is, if there's actually perceptions that are hindering you versus giving you freedom. It really is a choice. So the unique thing that makes you and I, everyone that watches this video live or recorded, is when you come to the realization that you're a miracle. When you come to the understanding that no one has your fingerprints and no one has your DNA and no one has the exact irises of your eyes, of just how unique you are. And so, this subject means a lot to me because it's like how hard I've worked on myself and continue to work on myself. And guess what? It's not easy. Why? Because it's easier not to. Everything that I've brought up in these videos, over all the years that I've been doing this, and I've really been focused since the beginning of this year, there's always two groups of people. There's groups like me that when I found out that the Don Falas of the world existed, that the Big Al Schroeders of the world existed, the Jim Rowans of the world existed, the Earl Nightingales, you know what I mean? The Napoleon Hills, the Wallace Waddles. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with learning and understanding what made other people successful. And the one thing that each and every one of them always talk about is how average they were. That they're really not any other person than a person that made a decision. And I want to really throw this out there for each and every one of you. When you think about someone that talks about their favorite book, or maybe their favorite movie, or maybe their favorite trainer, their favorite song, whatever their favorite thing is, do you realize it is their favorite because they made the decision before they seen it? So some people might say this is the book, The Alchemist, or the Man's Meaning for Life, or for me, The Science of Getting Rich, Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. It's because Robert Hollis made a decision that I was not okay with living the life I currently was living. I made a simple decision about, listen, I'm not living like this anymore. Not having my family around. Terry at that time was back in Montana. I'm living in this, small apartment with no electricity. Terry and I have had our electricity shut off. And it was like, my whole thing's always driving unreliable cars that seemed like they had, damage on them everywhere, a different color deals. I mean fenders. It was like all this stuff where I just mentally did not want to live life like that anymore. And one of the things that you'll realize is that if you really, really don't like your life, you're really, really good at sabotaging your life. Every area, you're worried, you're stressed out, you're negative. That affects your health. That affects your relationships. The concept of actually, finding the right people at the right time. It's like it hinders everything. Everything. And it's like my biggest thing for each and every one of you is if you just could say, if I could give any one of you anything, it would be the concept of awareness. That you need to stop beating yourself up, and you need to stop self-sabotaging your life. That, for me, I knew that other people were successful. I knew other people had great relationships. I knew that other people were healthy. I knew that I know all this stuff. So my whole thought was, why them and not me? Why them and not me? And my mentor told me to read biographies. Me, I read stories and love watching videos of interviews of people. And when you find out that some of the wealthiest people or the happiest people or the people that made the biggest, impacts in the world, that, they came from very humble beginnings. That inspires me. I can remember the first time I, Google was out there and I put in, how many successful people are dyslexic. You could fill in any, have diabetes or whatever you wanted to put in there. I had MS. And one of the things that you'll find is that, it's like, if you want your life to change, if you truly, truly do, and you're looking for reasons on how to make your life better, how, in what ways could my life be better? And then you very simply, I seen Aaron Parker on here, and I agree with him. It's like all about it's making that decision that you need specialized knowledge on people that got there. And so when I say to each and every one of you, and I say these statements, there's got to be programming in your mind like mine that goes, no, that's not true. That's not true. The one I still deal with to this day is the whole concept that you're perfect. You're perfect. Whatever. Wait a minute. If there's only one you, and you're unique in every way, and there's not another you, so everyone on the planet is not perfect? See, and that's where the whole concept of, how we think or the perspective that we have. It's like, yeah, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Does that mean that everyone's not enough? Does that mean that everyone's not worthy? Does that mean that everyone's not loved? Does that mean that everyone's not strong? And then you hear the opposites, Well, beauty is in the help me out, you guys, in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So, some people can look at a mountain and say that's beautiful, and other people go, it ain't beautiful to me. And then you look at other people that see the ocean and they believe it's beautiful, and it's not, a person says, I don't like it. Though, isn't it amazing? I like that car. I think that car's stupid. No matter what you think, and your perspective, there's someone with the exact opposite perspective. I just find that fascinating. Totally fascinating. So I'm saying to each and every one of you that I've done my very, very, very best. I'm not done, but I don't know of any more information to put out there of what I've currently learned to help you never worry about money again. Never, ever worry about money again. And so the perspective that changed for me, that's why I say you can't say the wrong thing to the right people, because if you steer them in a direction of somebody other than you, they will find the information. I've shared in my videos in the last few months, but basically really in the last couple of weeks, that that I got introduced to people that didn't know what they were doing, that they didn't have results, that they didn't know how to teach other people, but I didn't know, I was ignorant. You see what I mean? Until I found someone that was documented, and then they told me who to listen to and who to work with. And when I worked with them, they did business totally different than me. Because they helped me with a new perspective. They basically said to me, Robert, listen, you're just a messenger. If you get good and exciting about what you can do, you're looking forward, then just get great at being enthusiastic about where you're going and your lifestyle with an abundance of money, never working for anybody again. And that you got to get great at using the system, using the process in a certain way. I'm telling you guys, I was so jacked out of my mind when I knew I could just lead people to somebody else. Still to this day, I'm going, let me get this right. You've already taught other people how to make $10,000 a month, and you're saying all they did was edify and promote you and put people in front of your videos? Yeah. That makes sense. So my goal, let me get this right. My goal is to point people to a capture page and do my very, very best to get them to create a free account. And then very simply point, guide, and direct people, listen closely, that want to take it to the next level. My goal isn't a motivator, a trainer, a coach, a persuader, a manipulator. Just go through the numbers and put as many people you can in front of the message, and the right people will go to work. Yeah, got it. And do you guys realize that when I look out in the world, how many people are ADD, always dealing with distractions? They got a million things going on, and they're doing all this stuff that is activity that has nothing to do with productivity. And it still to this day just scatters my mind. And it used to bother me. It still, I'll be honest, it still bothers me a little bit. If you really look in the world today of how many ways there is to make $100,000 a year. When you hear people doing it with Twitter, and they're they're in retirement homes. And you hear about these crazy people that offend people and they get on, OnlyFans. You know what I mean? That there's people making millions of dollars on YouTube. That there's millions of dollars being made, by the craziest thing. And I remember when I first seen YouTube and I realized that this lady that was like one of the number one earners of YouTube did nothing but just open up presents. Toys for kids. So her voice opening up a present and toddlers were like, oh my God. They were saying that her voice and unwrapping toys could take any young age, a toddler, and it would just fascinate them and they would just watch, wow. And she talked about the different characters and stuff and made millions of dollars by opening up toys. That I started watching Shark Tank and I realized that, people can make money playing darts, millions of dollars. Playing darts and bowling and drawing stick cats. I'll draw a cat for you today. And I just realized, wow, the numbers still don't change. You still got this 95.5. This 95% of the people that are not sales types, that are trying to be a salesperson. And what they're doing is they're following other sales types that really honestly are not getting results like they say they are, but people are trying to not be them. And I just wanted to do a video that, this industry is not on trial. The products are not on trial. The compensation plan are not on trial. This industry as a whole is not on trial. It's like there's millions and millions of people that make a full-time income and have freedom and lifestyle and all this incredible things in their life. And we live in a day and age right now where all this information is available. So when I started working with people and I found out, well, who is your favorite mentor? Oh my God, my favorite mentor is Jim Rohn. I'm one of those people that literally still to this day devour everything I can find about Jim Rohn. Ordered all of his books, got all of his audios, got all of his videos, still watch him today. And to think that there's people that are out there that are giving you all the knowledge and you just made a simple decision, no, I'm not doing that. And I don't want you to beat yourself up. If the programming is negative for you, that you're not enough and that this doesn't work and that this doesn't work and that this doesn't work and that this doesn't work. It's like that's what you think. And you got to change that programming. So you no longer can say, like I've said at some of my videos, there's no excuses anymore. You know what I mean? I will show you exactly what to do. I've already proven it for myself 7 times. I make over $1 million every year and have for years. Big deal, big deal. I've shown other people how to make $1 million in commissions. 9 of them own their own companies. They're state-of-the-art basic things. But now you just got to understand that you're not willing to do it. People can, what is it called? People can, do Netflix, right? So they can do Netflix and they can binge Netflix, video after video after video after video after video. And they can find these, I'm not saying that you should do that stuff, but be honest with yourself when you're not constantly going out there and learning something else. Like I did. I can't tell you how many hours I've watched of Jim Rohn or Bob Proctor or I'm constantly learning. So whether it's Brene Brown or Jay Shetty or Vision Lakhani, you know what I mean? I'm constantly looking for the people that are my style, and I devour everything they do. And the only thing that makes me unique and different is I read it and read it and read it to study it, to retain it, so I can execute. I actually put it into action. I actually do it. I'll give you a perfect example just to prove. I'll post that in the group here. Now, some of you won't do this. Some of you will find a way to go on YouTube and find it. But, Abraham Hicks, has these cards, right? This one, she's got 6 of them, money and the law of attraction cards, right? And so, there's 60 days in a box. And there's 6 boxes. So that means there's a card that you can read every day. So I can pivot under any and all conditions, okay? Then the next thing is you can read it. All right? You have the ability to pivot under any and all conditions, but most of you are habitual in nature, and your partners are so as well. Enrich that at all times the fastest path to the joy you seek is for you to take your pivot as you sleep by reaching for good feeling thoughts before you go to sleep, and then experiencing the benefit of the quiet mind that occurs while you sleep. And then, upon wakening, immediately turning to good feeling thoughts, you can accomplish the ultimate pivoting experience. Okay, so some of you now got to see how good I read. What's my point? A, people will look at the link, they won't do anything. The other people look at the link, they'll go $15 for a box of cards, shipping. I'll see if I can find them on the internet. Maybe I can find the title, search on Google, and I'll go to YouTube, and I'll find them all for free. Awesome. Whatever. Next step. Can I actually read a card a day? Ponder and think about it? Of course you can. Is it easier not to? Yes. Now, I'm human, just like you. And people do people things. So did I buy all 6 boxes? Oh, hell yeah. Now, some of you won't like this next perspective. If someone's taken the time to put them together, I need them. I want good karma. That's just my belief. Doesn't have to be your belief. So I believe that if I pay people for doing things, then maybe people will pay me. Just a silly thought. Is it mine? Hell no. I learned it from other people. So there's this whole group of people on the planet where things don't seem to go right for them, but they also find a way to steal all the stuff that they're doing. And then they are like a person that wants to give it all away. So they not only take somebody's intellectual property and steal it, but then they're a provider of that intellectual property to everyone. And they think that has no repercussions on their life. They just think it's stupid. Me, I'm going to put a link on there. I bought them. I think you should buy them. I think that if I constantly are supporting people that are trying to make this place a better place, that will work for me. Isn't that interesting? It's just a thought. And so, because when you, I'll just leave it at that. That was a thought. All right. So now I ordered them. I got them. Right now, could I go through one a day? We went through one today. Yes, I can. So from the time that I bought them, do you guys think I've ever missed a day? A lot of them. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm human. I'm people doing people things. Probably different than you, though. I don't beat myself up. I think about it and I go, oh my God, I got to get back on track. I can do this. Smile, jump back on it. And that's everything in life. So I can tell you in the videos about Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Miracle in the World, read it. Some do, some don't. Some don't study it. Some of them don't remember it. Some of them don't do the assignment that's in there. But, okay. The science of getting rich. Some people read it. Some people don't. Some people study it. I did. I was told that was an important book from a billionaire. So why not read it? And you guys are going, what billionaire? I heard it from a billionaire named Roger Penske and found out later that the person that actually said that was Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest people to ever be on this planet. So when I heard that he read it and became the wealthiest person on the planet with the steel industry, and then he sort of commissioned Napoleon Hill to write Think and Grow Rich, and it took, from 1910 to 1930. I thought, wow, if a book basically says in it that if you master this book, that all things will be added onto you. And I just thought, why not? Why not? I can study this book and study this book and study this book and study this book. And then all of a sudden you run across people like Bob Proctor. And Bob Proctor says, you know what? I heard about Napoleon Hill, wanted to go work with him. All of a sudden, Earl Nightingale, and they told me, hey, listen, here's the book. Here's the book right here. Study this book. Stupid. There's people that will watch this video that I'll tell them exactly where I got my information. And then I know sometimes they're so uncoachable that I'll send it to them in a gift. And I'll go, this is the book that I studied to allow me to do this business effortlessly. It's where I found the napkin presentation that I've been doing the last few days. I found it from these guys, drawing the circles, getting people to go, wow, I never thought. Just sharing with people and helping other people learn to share it and helping other people to share it, that I could get 2 by 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 by 3. What if you did stupid numbers like 5 by 5 by 5? And if all these people did a little bit, like 90 in volume, that when you add it all together, it ends up being millions in volume. And then we get paid around that 10% from it. We can make millions of dollars a year. Ain't doing it. No, not for me. Not for me. It's like, that's all I can do. So I did this video to share with each and every one of you that everything that you need, you already have. I know that I put in the information in the videos that I've done since the beginning of this year that are exactly what I would teach a brand new person. And I know some of you will go through them. Some of you have been on every one of them. And some of you are going to go through them again and again and again and again. Does that mean I'm going to stop doing live videos? No, not at all. Because I know there's people out there that are seeking. I know there's people out there that are praying, just going, hey, listen, if only someone would tell me and show me what to do. And then once they step in, will they do it? Yeah, the numbers already tell. If only 1% of the people in America make $1 million, I don't need $1 million. Well, if, 5% make 200,000, yeah, I don't need to make 200,000. If 11% make 100,000, then the majority of the people make 50,000. Yeah, so there you go. So you have everything you need. You're unique. You can decide to do it or decide not to do it. But like I said before, you no longer have any excuses. You'll never be able to say again that you never had a chance to change your life. You never had a chance to be free. You never had a chance if someone would just teach me. Because I've taken everything that I've helped to do, help me, and I also have shown that it works for others. And if other people won't want to follow me, now you'll watch me shift gears. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to go out and do my very, very best to find the right people that want to learn from someone like me. And I know already that I got to go through, millions of people. I already know, me and Aaron were going by today and I said, listen, I've already taken the theoretical example that I've shown you guys, telling you exactly how to find those people. I know most of them won't, but all I need to do is take 5 million in volume And I'm printing it up here, 5 million in volume. There it is. I need to divide that by 90 in personal volume. That's 55555. Easy number to remember. So 55,555 people that I need to go master affiliate. And I know I'll find those people, and I know I'll find people that will say, wait a minute, I want to make what you're making. Oh, really? Yeah, well, let me show you how to do that. It's funny. Aaron Parker reached out to me today, just love him and Kathy. And it's like, okay, so let's take 1 million in volume. 1 million in volume. And then I'm going to divide that by 90. Oh, so I need 11,111 people. Wait a minute. Terry and I currently right now have 12,000 people in our group. Those numbers, wait, those numbers can't be true. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. When you drive from here to wherever you go, if people all leave from the same place, it's the same mileage. Numbers don't lie. So what is stopping you? What honestly is stopping you? Your mindset. So if your mindset is not helping you be consistent, saying as little as possible to as many people as you can, then you need to reprogram yourself. You need to believe in the process before you can do it. If you believe in the process and you do the process and if I do it, it will work. So I got two choices. I can either try to motivate everyone in my group to do more or just find more people. So in a previous company, I put 758,000 people in that group. And Terry and I made 3.7 million by having really about 3 good leaders. 3 people that want to make way above average income out of 12,000. Out of 12,000? I'm sorry, it's the numbers. So that means that if I got 3 that help me be super, that if I go through the numbers, then 3 times 5 is 15. If I just go through the numbers, then I can find the total of 15 people that want to make a full-time income. And some of them will focus and go to work, and some of them will say, nah, not interested. But you got to find people like me that go, wait, you already laid down the path? You already have the treasure map? You already have the GPS to success? You have it all laid out? Yeah, I'm doing that. And you just got to be okay with the rest of the people not doing it. So here's me telling you that you're worthy, that you're enough, that you're loved, you're strong, you're unique, you're a miracle, you're perfect. You have everything that you need. Everything that you need. Now you know where to go to get it. If it's with your mindset, then you gotta change that. How do you change that? Do what the books say. So you can't have a professional person that's made money like me tell you, listen, what did it for me was Og Mandino's book. Why are other people promoting other books? Just say no. Go for no. I don't know. No, I do know. Because in their path and their journey, their hero's journey, one day they said, enough's enough. I'm not living like this anymore. I need to find the thing that will put me into action, a process that I can follow. And someone said, have you heard of this book? That's the book. That's why people have other coaches that they think are better, other audios that are better, better books that better, everything is because, like diets, I'll leave you guys with this. Do you know why every diet on the planet has success stories? Every diet. Because the person made the mental decision that I'm not living life like this anymore. I'm done. And they said it, and then something came to them. And when it came to them, they did it religiously. And Terry and I was watching a thing the other day, and I forget how many hundreds of pounds this guy lost. Like 200 pounds. And they go, what's your secret? Tell us what's your secret. And he goes, I started walking 10 minutes a day. No. No. Yeah, I started walking 10 minutes a day. I was over 350 pounds. So I just started walking 10 minutes a day. See, we don't like hearing those stories. No one does. Because we think it's a pill or a system or it's got to be more difficult than that. Robert, how do you be successful? You simply say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. You'll find the right people. They'll become affiliates. They'll go through the videos. They'll listen to them and go, oh my God, this is easy. If this is easy, I can do it. And they believe that they can go out there and knock down the numbers, and they do. There it is. So at different times in my life, I found different books that made a big decision to me. So at one time it was, Og Mandino's book, and then it was the Science of Getting Rich. Then it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Then the next one for me was years later, The Code to the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani. Did a lot of research when I wrote my own book that you can get for free at roberthollis.com/free. It takes a lot of research to dump in a lot of stuff, like 50 some hours of interviewing for us to put that book together. Then I wrote another one. Yeah. And then I met Jenna Zweigel, got involved in MDC for my wife, and she talked about The Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. I hadn't heard of her. Really been diving into her stuff in the last 4 years. Why? Because there's a lot of things that she says that I mentally still are having difficulty with. So when she says, hey, you don't have to pass a test. You got to learn to focus, and you got to learn to have vision. You got to learn of being excited with all your different faculties. And if you're happy about your future and you can visualize experiences that you're having in the future, that if you just keep that feelings on that part, everything will come together. I'm like, I like that. I really like that. So I wanted to share this video with you. Again, everything that I have is either on roberthollis.com or youtube.com/Robert Hollis. And it's all up to you. You don't need anything else. You don't need a sponsor that will hold your hand. You don't need any of that stuff. You simply need to make a decision that I don't like certain areas of my life. In what ways could my life be better? Do you guys notice I look down when I say that? Because I got it on my screen, in my computer screen. Got to have it in front of my mind. So I love you and appreciate you. I know that you can do this. If no one's giving you permission to succeed, let me be the first. And it's okay, you guys. It's really okay to just live life the way you are. Just don't beat yourself up and don't consistently put yourself in stress for not doing the things that you know that you can. If you don't know why you're not doing the stuff that you know that you should, then it's all working on your mindset, working on your programming. If your programming is consistently watching reality TV where you see that other people have a worse life than yours, and it just makes you grateful for being who you are, being complacent, and just doing what you're doing, then don't say that you don't have the information, that you're missing the missing link, that you don't have the perfect script, that you don't have a supportive spouse, that you don't have people that are interested. All these things that you say, make it real, make it reality. You're a self-fulfilling prophecy based on your thoughts and what you say out of your mouth. So if you don't like it, stop it. If you don't like it, change it. There you go. I know you can do it. I believe in you. I love you. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.